There's one last act of drama to come. It's the women's 4x4 relay to bring down the curtain on an event that we've literally waited 5 years for. What a team from Poland. Never won the gold, 2 silvers back in 2016 and 2018, and the woman on the left was part of those quartets, Justyna Svajty-Ercetic. She'll go lead leg for them. A bronze in 2022, but never the title for Poland. Is this their great chance? Aleksandra Formela on second leg, Anastasia Kus goes third, and Greece anchoring them home. As you'd expect, it's a brilliant quartet from the United States, champions in 14, 16 and 18. Quinara Hayes goes lead leg, Bailey Lear, Effiong, anchored home by Alexis Holmes. The Australians, 1 silver medal back in 1999. Could they finish an amazing weekend with yet more silverware? Yan, Li, Zhu and Li. They've never won a medal, the People's Republic of China. Their male compatriots went close, didn't they, with 4th? Let's see. And the Sri Lankans have a great quartet here. Mendis, Ramananyake, Uthara and Fernando. So in theory, this should come down to Poland or the United States. But watch for the Australians. They're anchored by Gemma Pollard, who was part of the World Junior 4x4 silver medal winning quartet. And what a fabulous weekend it's been for the Australians. So, Sri Lanka in 2, People's Republic of China in 3, Australia 4, United States 5, Poland in 6. The Polish team packed with talent and experience, but on paper, the American team slightly quicker. Fascinating duel to come here. The final of the women's 4x4 relay, bringing down the curtain on a breathless 3 days of athletics here at the 20th edition of the World Indoor Championships. Good running by Quinara Hayes. She's got past Justyna Svajty-Ercetic, and it's Ellie Beer, the Oceanian champion, trying to keep the Australians in the mix in 3rd. As they break, it is Hayes with a metre or so on Svajty-Ercetic. Beer doing well in 3rd place. China 4th with Yan and Fernando desperately trying to keep the gap from growing too big, the Sri Lankan. USA from Poland, from Australia. Remember, the Aussies haven't won a medal since 1999, 26 years. Good running from Ellie Beer to stay in contention. Hayes coming under a little bit of pressure here. Good finish by Svajty-Ercetic. The Americans and Poland side by side, the Australians in 3rd.
Formela alongside Lear, Poland and America. There goes Bailey Lear down the back straight though, trying to open up a gap ahead of Alexandra Formela. Good running from Ella Connolly at the moment. The Australian, good damage limitation for her. Great changeover between the 2 Australians to keep themselves in contention, keep themselves close to that silver medal. But here goes Bailey Lear. If she's judged this correctly, Bailey Lear in her 2nd lap goes to form that she's going to hand over to Rosie Effiong with quite some lead in this women's 4x4. Alexandra Formela trying to launch a challenge down the back straight. The American is going to keep the lead into 100 metres to go, but these bends can be punishing if you've already hit lactic. Lear pushing and pushing. Formela is coming though. The Polish woman is lurking, trying to eat in to the lead of the Americans, but the Americans stay in pole position from Poland, and the Australians in 3rd.
Brilliant end to that leg from Formela to close the gap, but now it's Rosie Effiong, 6th in the individual final. She races frequently on the NCAA circuit and has bags of experience, and Kus of Poland is going backwards here, which is giving Pasquale, the Australian, something to chase. This has been an excellent leg so far from Effiong, because Kus was right behind her when she took the baton. But the Polish woman is beginning to struggle. Effiong down the back straight, trying to close in on another gold for the Americans. It's been their weekend, 14 medals so far, and she'll hand over to the relay specialist, Alexis Holmes. One last leg for one last gold medal. Effie onto Holmes. It's a really big lead. Poland second, the Australians third. Remember, they haven't won a medal in 26 years. It's Pollard, the world junior 4x4 silver medalist, trying to close down Greach of Poland and turn a bronze into silver. But Alexis Holmes is away here. Individual silver, just pipped by Amber Anning in a fabulous individual 400 showdown. But Holmes has run so many great relay legs in 48 plus. She's such a strong athlete, and she'll be desperately hoping to finish with a flourish here after the individual silver. A mighty battle by Gemma Pollard to close the gap on Greach for the silver, but Poland holding it at the moment. There's the gap between second and third, but Alexis Holmes can afford to smile and savour every single second. The Americans take the last gold and have the last word, and a blistering 3 days. Silver for Poland, and it's a brilliant bronze for the Australians at the end of what's probably been their most successful World Indoors in history. Back on the podium for the first time in 26 years, but nobody was to deny Alexis Holmes the golden finish to 3 great days here in Nanjing. One of the highlights in just a second. I thought they were just under a little bit of pressure here. It was a brilliant end to that second leg for the Polish.
It was a brilliant effort from Mella, really closing up on Bailey Lear there. He had a tough job kind of running solo like that and having to judge your effort. She was just coming under a bit of pressure in the closing stages, and you could see her Kush, the third leg athlete from Poland, couldn't even make it to the line. She was absolutely spent. But Alexis Holmes, she wasn't happy to give way to Amber Anning yesterday in the individual final, and she would have gone, at least I've got a chance to leave Nanjing on a high with a gold medal as I turn my sights towards the outdoor season. Greece did her job supremely well in the silver.
What's up, track fans? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. So today we are looking at a race in which USA battled Poland and Australia in the 4x400 m final, and this is a race that was set in Nanjing. There was to be 4 laps, 1 baton, and 3 nations ready to fight for gold: USA, Poland and Australia, and nobody was giving anything away. And from the moment, guys, the gun went off, this was not an ordinary relay. This was war for gold. The United States came into the final carrying enormous expectations, and Poland arrived determined to challenge the Americans, while Australia was ready to prove that they belonged among also the world's elite. The first runners exploded from the blocks. USA immediately looked dangerous. Poland was right there. Australia refused to let them escape. And around the opening lap, that the 3 teams were locked into the battle. Every step mattered, and every handoff could change the entire race. The crowd could feel the tension building, and then came the first exchange. USA, Poland, Australia. The baton moved cleanly among these, and suddenly the race began to separate. The American second leg started turning up the pressure. Poland fought back. Australia stayed within striking distance, but USA had something even special because they were not just running, they were hunting. And down the backstretch, the Americans began to stretch the field. Poland refused to surrender. Their runners kept fighting, determined to keep the gold within reach. And Australia, guys, they were still right in the fight for the podium. The third leg arrived, and this is where the race began to even explode more. USA increased the tempo, Poland responded, Australia dug deeper, and for a moment it looked like the Americans might be challenged all the way to the finish. But the United States had saved something for the final leg. And then came the final exchange and the baton to the anchor. And guys, everything now settled on the final 400 meters. USA was in front, Poland was chasing, Australia was fighting for bronze, and the American anchor hit the track and immediately attacked without hesitation, without fear, just pure speed. And down the straightaway, the gap began even to grow. Poland was running out of track, Australia was doing everything possible to hold on, and the Americans, they were long gone. Alexis Holmes was nowhere to be seen after the final bend. The American runner drove forward, arms pumping, eyes locked on the finish line. Poland kept fighting for silver. Australia refused to give up the podium, but there was no stopping the United States now, because in the final 100 meters, Alexis Holmes was charging toward history, The crowd erupted and Poland was coming home strong. Australia still battling, but the American anchor had already broken away. And then, guys, the finish, USA takes gold with the lead of Alexis Holm in the anchor leg, a stunning winning performance of 3.2725. Poland crossed the line in 3.32, and they did amazing by producing a season best performance and securing silver. And Australia completed the podium with 3.32.65, fighting all the way to the final meters for bronze. Three nations with incredible performance, but only one could stand on top, the United States. And this was more than a relay. It was a demonstration of depth, speed, composure, and teamwork. Poland came to the challenge, Australia came to the fight, but USA came to win. And when the final baton crossed the line, the message from Nanjing was crystal clear that America was still the force to beat. Gold for the United States, silver for Poland, bronze for Australia, and one of the unforgettable 4x400m battles that has happened in the world happened in Nanjing 2025. USA had done it. They came to the final with one goal and they left with gold. So guys, let me know what you think about this race, this performance. This is a historical performance, guys. That is why we are looking at it even today, because it made a big history for United States and also for the sprinting world. Let's meet in the next video. Don't forget to share, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, let me know what you think about the race, and also let's meet in the next one. Adios.